In this video, I'll talk about how I got a job at Disney and how I went from contracting to becoming converted full-time and what the process was like. So the role I was contracting for is actually the same role that I'm in right now, and it was a job at corporate Disney for the media sourcing team. And I'm not gonna go too much into the day-to-day of my job, but just to give a deeper background on the contracting aspect of it, I was at a media agency when a recruiter approached me with the opportunity to contract for 6 months at Disney. I had a couple thoughts about this, and the first was that 6 months is pretty short because if I wasn't converted, it wouldn't be even a year of experience. But there's a quote I like that kind of explains my reasoning for why I went after it. The challenge for anyone interested in making progress is to simultaneously have the confidence to go after what you want, the humility to accept who you are right now, and the willingness to build skills that bridge the gap between 1 and 2. So humility. I didn't think that I could land a full-time role at Disney with my limited years of experience, so I went for the contracting role. My confidence was that I'm a quick learner, and I felt that if I had an opportunity to show that I could do the job, I had a pretty good chance of becoming converted. So I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, contracting can be pretty tough for a variety of reasons. The main thing is that it's so unpredictable and you can't really plan while you're contracting. There's no guarantees and you just really have to roll with the punches and take things as they go. And as a control freak, this was probably an area of improvement that I definitely grew in because I just didn't know what my future looked like. I actually jammed into Taylor Swift songs like every day after work, and I think that girl has been through a lot too. The second is that you're gonna stick out from the rest of your coworkers. You'll most likely have a different badge. You'll have confidential meetings that you can't go to because you're not a full-time employee. The hardest part of this was when out of my team, I was the one person that helped my director build a deck, and I was the only one who couldn't go to the meeting. And that really sucked, but at the same time, you just have to take things as they come, and you have to remember not to take things personally. Logistically, also keep in mind that you are not going to have the same benefits that you're used to if you are a full-time employee, so no 401k, no sick days, no PTOs, and the biggest thing, no health insurance. Man, I was spending like $400 to $500 a month. So just keep those things in mind when you decide to make that move. The hiring manager did not give a big indication that, converting full-time was a definite possibility. And I think whatever job you find yourself contracting in, they can't guarantee anything, even if they really like you. So don't be too discouraged. If it's a possibility, but they make it sound out of reach, I think that's just something that a lot of hiring managers have to do. So I had done my research into the team, and at the interview process, I made it pretty clear that I was contracting because of the opportunity to become converted full-time. So definitely do your research because some companies actually won't allow their contractors to go for full-time roles. So I always think that a converting mindset is the mindset you should have in any job, and here's why. First, I was always questioning how I could bring value to the team, because if I could demonstrate a long-term need, then they would most likely convert me. It's also really important to network while you're contracting because you might not necessarily be converted in your current role like I was, but you can also find another role where a team needs you, and you learn of these opportunities by connecting with other people. Also, keep in mind that when you're contracting, it's like an interview every single day, but it doesn't only go one way where they're interviewing you are also interviewing them. To put it simply, when you're contracting, you have your foot in the door, which to me, honestly, is the hardest part of any job process. You have an opportunity to showcase why you should be in that room and why you deserve to be there too. I think it's good to definitely get it out there that you are aiming to be converted full-time. But I do think that there's a pretty delicate balance, and you don't want to be throwing it in your hiring manager's face every day. I do think the best way to kind of put that on their radar is to do a really good job at your current role, and they're gonna want to keep you anyways. So my final advice is actually a piece of advice that my friend Greg told me that he heard from his mentors, so it's basically wisdom trickling down. It's this idea that in your 20s, a lot of people are go, go, go. And you know, I applaud this ambitious mindset, and I can definitely relate to always feeling like I have to be on the move. But sometimes in this go, go, go mindset, you forget how much time you have in your career, and pretty much your whole life will be building towards that, right? Bigger moves will come in your 30s with your salary and your title changes. So hearing this made me reevaluate what's important to me right now. You know, is it moving up as quickly as possible, or is it, you know, learning and growing and really finding a career that I love in 10 years? And while these aren't mutually exclusive, as my friend was saying, you know, leaning one way may slow down the other, and it's really about prioritizing and knowing what's important to you. You know, overall, contracting was a big learning experience for me, and when I got converted, that also boosted up my confidence a lot. And I got to jump up pretty quickly and land a role at a company that was previously out of reach. So overall, it was the right decision for me at that moment. Let me know if there are any other questions about, you know, the contracting journey and what it's like to work at Disney. I'm happy to do another video if that's of interest. Thanks for watching, and see you later.